Hello students, welcome to section on fractions. The learning target for today. I can properly simplify fractional expressions. In other words, we will add, subtract, divide, or multiply fractions. So let's recall, how do we add and subtract fractions? First step, create common denominator. Second step, add numerators, keep denominators. And then third step, simplify if necessary. Okay? When you multiply fractions, multiply across both numerator and denominator. And again, second step, if you have to, please simplify. How do you divide? Okay, many of you hear it. Keep it, change it, flip it. So in other words, when you divide fractions, you technically multiply by the reciprocal. And the reciprocal means flip the fraction upside down. Okay? So let's take a look at some examples and really apply this when we solve some problems. So question number 1, we have 1/5 minus 2/3. Okay? So let me move my screen. So when you subtract or add fractions, you have to find common denominator. And the common denominator here will be 15. So I'm going to multiply the first fraction by 3 and multiply by 3. And the second fraction I will multiply by 5/5. And I can do this because technically 5/5 is 1, so I'm multiplying by 1. Okay, so 1/5 is equivalent to 3/15. So that will be 3/15 minus, and if you multiply by 5/5, it would be 10/15. And now, when we add or subtract fractions, we add or subtract numerators, it means the top numbers, and keep denominators the same. So 3 minus 10 is -7, so the final answer is -7, and please keep the same denominator, okay, which will be 15. This fraction is proper fraction, so you cannot simplify this, and that's your final answer. Okay? Question number 2. 3/4 plus 1/4. Okay? And many students overthink it because they think the question is way too easy. Yes, this question is easy. Why? Because we already have common denominators. Okay? So in this problem, all you have to do is technically add numerators. So 3 plus 1 is 4. Keep same denominator. Please do not make it 8. So it's 4. And now you can simplify this. Do not leave this 4/4. The final answer should be 1. Okay? And I will circle my final answer. Example number 3. 1/4 times 3/2. So when we multiply fractions, we multiply across, and then if you have to, please simplify. So 1 times 3 is equal to 3. 4 times 2 is equal to 8. Okay, and always think, can I simplify this fraction? And the answer is no. The answer is 3/8, and that's your final solution. So now what I want you to do, maybe try on your own question 4 and 5. Okay, they're more challenging, but if you try it and do it, then you will watch my video and you can see whether you did it correctly or not. So now let's solve question number 4. So let's simplify question number 4. So in question number 4, I have division. If you look at the notes, when we divide, we multiply by the reciprocal. So 5/8 stays like this, okay, and times the reciprocal of 10/2 is 2/10. Now many students will simplify 10/2 and make it equal to 5. That is also correct. So it depends how you see this problem. Okay, but I will just write 2/10. Okay, and then what I will do, I will simplify 2/10. So I'm gonna get 5/8 times 2/10 is equal to 1/5. Okay, now if you multiply, 5 times 1 is 5. Okay, 8 times 5 is 40. And now this fraction we can simplify. 40 is equal to 5 times 8. Okay, or in other words, 5 will go 8 times into 40. So your final answer should be 1/8. That's your final answer. Okay, and question number 5 looks like it's the toughest one. Okay, so if you look at previous section, PEMDAS or GERMDAS, first we do whatever you see in parentheses. So in this case, first I will do 1/2 minus 1/3. So what's the common denominator for 2 and 3? It's 6. So 1/2 I can rewrite as 3/6. Okay, minus 1/3 can be written as 2/6. Okay, plus, and here I'm dividing two fractions, and we just learned that when you divide fractions you are multiplying by the reciprocal. So this will be 5/6 times 4/3. Okay, now how do we subtract fractions? I'm gonna put line in the middle so you don't get confused. 3 minus 2 is 1, so this will be 1/6 plus, okay, this can be done in a slightly different way. It depends on your previous experience. One way to do this is 5 times 4 is equal to 20, and 6 times 3 is equal to 18. But then you will get 20/18, and both numbers are even, and then you can simplify this. But another way to do it is this. Look at 6 and look at 4. Okay, you can simplify this. 2 is a common factor. So 4 will become 2, and 6 will become 3. Okay, so now I get 5 times 2 is 10. 3 times 3 is 9. Again, you could do this in a different way, but as long as you get the same answer, I'm fine with this. Now, what is your final step? Your final step is to add two fractions, okay? And to add fractions, we have to find common denominator. What is the common denominator for 9 and 6? Okay, some people say it's 54, but the smallest one is technically 18. 6 goes in 18 3 times, and 9 will go into 18 twice, 2 times. So 18. So I'm going to multiply this by 3 and this by 3. In other words, what you do to the numerator, do the same thing to the denominator. And the second fraction I will multiply by 2, and I'm going to multiply by 2. Okay? So the first fraction will be equivalent to 3/18 plus 20/18. Okay, when we add fractions, we only add numerators. 20 plus 3 is 23/18. And can you simplify this fraction? The answer is no. 23 is a prime number, and they have nothing in common. Okay, so I hope this video helped you, and please watch it again if you have to. And please remember, you can do some of the problems in a slightly different way, okay, when we also accept this. So it depends on your previous experience. Thank you. Bye-bye.